Secretary, thanks for being with us. The president clearly intent on blaming China, saying he's confident the virus started at the Wuhan lab. We heard what Jim was talking about, what the intelligence community is saying. Clearly, China has not been completely transparent and upfront, and even on their death toll. What's your point of view on this? CNN is reporting the administration is formulating a long-term plan to punish China on multiple fronts for the coronavirus pandemic, whether through sanctions or trade policies. I'm wondering the concerns about that, given, when you look just down the road, if China comes up with a vaccine or we need certain medicines, China manufactures a lot of the pharmaceutical drugs that Americans consume and are prescribed by their doctors. Is this administration aware or concerned enough about how interconnected we actually are with this country, even though we are at odds with this country on a number of fronts?
Well, I think you've put it very clearly in terms of the important aspect. If they actually have a vaccine, it would be crazy for us to say we don't want it. We are interconnected. And I can't tell you how many meetings over the years I've been to about what our relationship with China is, and it is a rising power, and how do we deal with it? And it's the art of statecraft to be able to cooperate and compete with a country, and that is where we are with China. So if we punish them in the way that you're talking about, we are punishing ourselves.
So I think the fact is, had we had the testing when we needed it, and we had months, obviously this nation got months of warning from what was going on in China, we would have been in a position to stop it and contain it.
I have relatives all over the country and all over the political spectrum. How do you make the argument to a relative I have in Texas who says, yeah, this virus is horrible, but it's not Trump's fault, it's China's fault?
Let's assume we'll take both that relative's points. It's China's fault. If it's China's fault, why did Trump praise China? Why did he say how transparent Xi Jinping and the Chinese are going to be? Why did he insist that the 44 people we had there, and while I and others are insisting that they go in and have access to see really what is happening, to know the detail? Why did he not insist on that? And the virus is not his fault, but the deaths are his fault, because he could have done something about it, Jake. I'd say to your uncle, he could have done something about it, but he said nothing.
The Chinese government is to be congratulated for the extraordinary measures it has taken to contain the outbreak, despite the severe social and economic impact those measures are having on the Chinese people. We would have seen many more cases outside China by now, and probably deaths, if it were not for the government's efforts and the progress they have made to protect their own people and the people of the world. In many ways, China is actually setting a new standard for outbreak.
have some breaking news for you in our world lead. CNN has obtained leaked documents from inside China, documents that reveal the missteps and the chaos of the Chinese government's early response to the coronavirus pandemic. The documents are from Hubei province, home to the city of Wuhan, where the pandemic is thought to have started. They show authorities released misleading public data on the number of deaths and the number of cases. They took, on average, 3 weeks to diagnose a new case and much more.